Oh, Valve, you had no idea what you were bringing into the world. Back long before any of us were alive in September of 2010, Valve released this blog post alongside the Manconomy update for TF2, which, among other things, added the Manco store. In it, Robin Walker states, "In-game stores are the future of everything, including making some fucking money already." Oh god, Robin, what have you done? It's pretty safe to say that the last sentence in this update in general has done its fair share of reverberations across the industry over the last decade. Guess what else came with the Manconomy update? Crates. You know, loot boxes. Back in the days of Dead Space 3, the loot box was relegated to basically just a box of text, but Valve worked out how to make, well, let's not beat around the bush, gambling more entertaining with pretty effects. CSGO ended up adopting the same system about 3 years later, and it managed to make it prettier. And since then we've had sort of an arms race for who can make the prettiest loot box. Look at pretty much any live service game in the modern day, and it will have been influenced by this patch. As this was a time before any of us existed, you might not even remember, but back in the early 2010s, microtransactions were still in their infancy, and games were struggling with finding out what to monetize. TF2 was the first really big step towards cosmetic microtransactions which have no effect on gameplay. Trying to implement the opposite in your game was basically public suicide, with Battlefront's 2 launch being the most fresh example.
Anakin Skywalker, more like Anakin Gay Walker.
Games tended to follow TF2's lead, even with other Valve games like CSGO and Dota. We can only sit and hope that such a model never makes its way to the food industry.
I was hoping for legendary truffle macaroon, but instead I got 4 cans of chili.
So nowadays you go into the store and wait a minute, $20? In TF2 it was like, here, you can spend $2.50 for a rudimentary chance at getting anything even remotely worthwhile, or you can just trade the keys with other players for whatever the hell you want. Whereas with modern storefronts, it's like, okay, give me $20 for a skin. No, you can't trade it in, NFTs haven't been invented yet. Now, I've seen lots of consumers look at this and go, this is outrageous. They should quarter the prices because then people would buy more things. This is a monkey take. Don't be a monkey. It's one peddled by the average consumer, who, surprisingly, are not business, marketing, or financial professionals.
I keep killing this, what's her name now? Chorizo? No. Moira.
Chorizo? What?
A lot of characters in this game, I can't keep track of them all.
Sometimes these, average consumers end up making these cute graphics which are uglier than sin. Live service games are built on whales. All of these skins that cost exuberant prices, imagine if someone bought all of them. Even if only 1% of your player base does that, that's so much money. A bunch of the people still playing today feel the need to get every single skin for their main, which means dropping $20 every few months. Multiply that by the entire player base, and you can probably see why this system is still used. Is it true that more people would buy cosmetics if they released it at a cheaper price? Yeah, but the money lost from lowering those prices doesn't even remotely compare to keeping them extremely high and having only a select few buy them anyway. Like, if you're gonna sell people a skin that forces them to grind even more after they get it, why not test the waters and see how much you can squeeze people for? They'll still buy it. And so this mindset has been adopted by practically the entire industry at this point. Recently, Riot has even tried cutting features out of new League skins to see what they can get away with. Legends of Runeterra does have a really good model though, which was absolutely shocking to me considering how I was so used to worse grindier systems, and because it's, you know, a card game.
Our blessed leader walks among us!
Halo did this too, rather infamously with its $8 color swaps. People were really not fans of this, and I honest to god have no idea why Halo got so much backlash in this department. It's no different from the other things in the industry, really. That's not to say it's good, god no, $8 for a color is pretty horrendous. But I have no idea why all the capital G gamers' anger is directed solely at Halo when Call of Duty, League, CSGO, Apex, and really every live service game under the sun has the exact same things. Oh my god, I nailed that line.
Wobble?
Sir? Give sword? Give sword? Give fuck?
Okay, so, is it gonna get any better? No. No, it won't. As mentioned earlier, it's a monkey take to assume that things will get more affordable for the average consumer. They won't. Like, I'm not sure if people are aware of this, but companies exist solely to make money. That's their only goal. It's not to provide a half-decent product, but one good enough for people to accept and pay for it. That's like the exact reason Apex has had negative 14 tick servers since its launch, despite all the complaining.
Okay, your death box is like in hell.
And it'll likely never change because, well, why invest in better servers? There is no financial return for doing so. And before someone says, well, I would play more if the servers were better, sure, but the percentage of player with this issue is clearly not large enough to justify a server overhaul or they would have done it already. Remember PUBG? That game was like literally a half put together mod on Steam and then became one of the most popular games in the world overnight. If you're player unknown in that situation, what the hell do you do? You've already won, everyone's already playing your stitched together mess and given you their money. You might as well keep the game on minimum life support, flush microtransactions down players' throats, and never really flush it out extensively because there's no financial reward for doing so. Oh my god, wow! Look, it's exactly what they've done! There are a few cases where this doesn't happen, most notably is probably No Man's Sky. It's so far out of the rule, though, that Hello Games treating their game like they should is newsworthy. I'm not really sure Valve saw putting boxes in TF2 as a mechanic that would end up reverberating across the entire industry once everyone else finally caught up to them.
They did this to us? Gaben has inflicted this upon me?
It's not, like, good, but it's not the worst. At least most are purely cosmetic, and we've mostly shed the Korean MMO phase as people strive for competitive viability. Oh god, MMOs. Look, can we just not go there? This video will extend out another 5 hours and never come out if I do. Red button, white text, click, click, click it.
Alright, we'll blow it up. He's just looking at the one sticky he's got in front of me. He is not.